Hey friends, welcome in. My name is Kat if you don't already know me, and let me tell you, I was so darn excited about today's video. We're going to be talking about 2023 goal planning, and I'm going to be showing you my Notion template that I use to do it in, and I love Notion. Just going to tell you now, they did not sponsor this video. I just love it that much. It's my favorite thing ever. Well, other than maybe my husband, but anyway. If you're new to Notion and you may not know it super well, it can seem a little bit overwhelming at first, I'm not gonna lie. But I can encourage you, if you get some templates and see how other people use it and get some inspiration for it, you can actually do quite a bit with it, and that's why I love it so much. So today I'll be showing you my 2023 goal planner. This is a template that you can grab. I have a link for it in the description box below, so make sure you grab that. I'm just gonna go through it as if I was planning my 2023 personal goals. I will tell you that I usually do this 3 times. I do it once with my husband, Sean, and he and I absolutely love to plan together. I do this personally once, so there are more things that I personally want to work on, and then I do a 3rd one for my business, and I just like to keep those separate. You can totally do those all in one place if you want, but I just like them separate. I don't know, like in my brain they need to be separate. So I do this 3 times, and today I'll just go ahead and do my personal ones with you so you can see how I'm going to use the template. I recently started tracking my goals because I realized that I wasn't like taking them super seriously if I didn't start writing them down. Now, you can totally do that on a piece of paper, but the reason I love doing it in Notion so much is it's really dynamic, and there's a lot of different things that you can do with that will keep you in line with what you're working on, so you can see what it all is that you need to do for this goal, and you can always come back and reference it in one place rather than trying to find where you wrote it down. You can also set reminders in Notion too, so they can kind of be like, hey, like don't forget to check in on your goals. So that's another great thing that I love about this, because I will forget about it, and thankfully Notion's there to remind me. I'm gonna start off by just showing you the template and how you can use it, and then I'm going to layer in at the end some different personalizations that you can do to it that will make it fit into what you might already have on Notion if you have something already, or how you could fit it into another page if you wanted to add that page on your Notion. Go ahead and grab something to sip on and let's get started. Okay, so right away here, this is what the template looks like. Very simple. We've got a little widget that shows you the date. Next to it, you've got your quarterly check-ins, and then if you're like, oh, I don't remember what the date is, you can double check. So there you go. And then you've also got a little table, little table of goals right here. Now this template actually has kind of a flow to it the way I've designed it. So you're actually going to start on this initial 2023 brainstorm. You're not even going to touch the goals table. It's going to populate on its own, and I'm going to show you how. So let's go ahead and open into the brainstorm. Now we've got some prompts for us to get us thinking about what we want to do this year. The first thing I have is a check-in from last year. Now this is kind of important because if you didn't finish a goal this year, you might want to move it to next year. This is a really great opportunity. If you're watching this video in December, I'm making this video in December, so for me, I like to ease back a little bit on my goals right now. My last quarter is usually my lightest quarter, and I do it that way so that when December comes, I'm not rushing to try to finish something that I didn't do. I really try to focus on December for family. So I honestly structure my goals around that to begin with. However, if there is something that you didn't get to, there's no pressure to do it in December, you know? You can just go ahead and say, oh, I'm gonna add that to my list next year. And that may kind of feel like you're pushing it off and you really, really wanted to get it done. That's fine, then do it. But there's no pressure to do it. You can just move it, and that's totally okay. So I have a couple that I'm actually gonna do that for. As you can see, I linked my 2022 goal planning page there so I can easily reference that. However, I'm not gonna actually go into that today. I just wrote a little list on the side for ease. So one of the things that I had been trying to do last year and I was really bad about was working out more, so I'm gonna put that down. Okay, and then I also had flipping and selling furniture. And then I also had cleaning out spaces. I mean, it's kind of vague, but I'm more thinking like some closets and things that I had. So those are some things that I did not accomplish that I want to do this year. Now I'm gonna move down to priorities for this year. What are some things that I want to be focusing on that I might not be right now? What would I like to see happen? That kind of a thing. What would I like to add to this list that I had before? So I have a couple that I want to add. One of them, I want to learn how to make sourdough. Okay, another one, I want to learn how to Gua Sha slash dry brush. This is getting super popular nowadays. I don't know a ton about it, but I know it's supposed to make your circulation better, and I already have that problem in my family anyway, so might as well start now, you know? And then my last one, create a solid morning nighttime routine. Then below that, we're gonna get specific. We're gonna dump our SMART goals. Now, I have not structured anything that I've written down so far as a SMART goal. I'm going to do that when I write down my goal. So I need to think a little bit more about some of these things to make sure that I'm making it specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely, because that's what that stands for. This is actually attached to that table on the front page. This is where it's going to end up after you put it in. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna go ahead and do my workout one first. Let's see. I'm gonna say I wanna work out 3 times a week. Sean and I are hopefully going to Australia this summer. And we're gonna try to do some scuba diving, and I just do not feel like my stamina is there, so that is why I'm trying to work out a little bit more just to get myself a little bit more in shape. So 3 times a week is a really, I think, pretty good place to start. Work out 3 times a week. Flipping and selling furniture. I'm actually gonna leave that one for Sean and I's like combined goals, because I had it on my own personal goals for a while, but I found while I was helping Sean do like the design portion of it, he was doing more of the work. So I feel like that needs to be a together goal because I'm not really doing much of it. Now that you got your goals into the table, there's the next step, which would be to open this up. And now you can see within that goal, there's a template, and you can click on that template and it's going to fill the page automatically with something that I've already created. So you have a little place to kind of journal in a plan that you might have for how you want to tackle this goal, and then also write some action items on how you're gonna do that. So I'm just gonna do one example for now with the workout one, and then I'm gonna move on to show you the rest of the template first. I'm actually gonna go ahead and make it due January 1st, like that. And then if you want a reminder on this one, you could say remind me, I'm gonna say 2 days before so that I remember to do that. Then I'm ready to go in the new year and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So for that one, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a quarter 1 goal because I wanna do it right away. Also on this template, there is an option to say like total and number done, and this little progress, it's a formula. If you look at that, that's a progress formula. So what you can do is you could say like total number. If you had something that was very specific and you said, I want to do 50 of this, maybe, for example, you could say your total number is going to be 50, and then you can kind of count up to until you get to 50. And this little progress bar is going to like make a cute little graphic that says, oh, you're this far. I think it's really adorable. So you have the option to kind of quantify a goal, even if it might not have a number to it. And the way I would do this workout 3 times a week one, this is kind of a habit rather than like a goal that you're going to do one time, you're going to work up to it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and say 4 weeks of doing this is going to make it a habit, because that's more than 21 days, somewhere in there. And then each week that I actually work out 3 times, I'm just gonna go ahead and knock that up to like 1, 2, 3, 4, until I get to my total. And then if I say I've done it 3 times a week for 4 weeks straight, I'm gonna consider that a habit at that point. You can see there's nothing there in that progress portion now, but if I put a 1 in there, you can see it jumps to 25%. So that's how that little bar works. It's super cute. I really like looking at it. So right now it's gonna be 0 because I don't have that, and it's just not gonna show up, unfortunately. So now I'm gonna navigate back to the home page there, and now you can see your table's populated with your goals. It's super cool. And then you can see the little progress bars all in one place. You can see where they are. I've also got one where you can filter it. You can see the completed goals, which I don't have any completed at the moment, and then you can see the ones that are in progress. Now technically, all of them say not started at the moment, so you can't see any of those right now, but you can filter them if you want to. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the first quarter, and now you can see your goal table is there again. It's only filtered to see the first quarter goals. There's a place to list your top 5 accomplishments. What are you proud of that you did this quarter? A spot for gratefulness. What are you grateful for this quarter? Maybe you learned something. Maybe something was really difficult and it made you a better person for it. We're gonna go ahead and now focus on what did I do well this quarter? What do I need to improve on this quarter? You know, the classic, what's working, what's not working? Do I need to change anything? Is something not aligned with what I want to be working on? And then there's a little link at the bottom to say, okay, let's check in on quarter 2. Do I still really want to be doing this in quarter 2? Maybe I want to take something off my list. Maybe I want to add something to my list. Maybe something came up and I'm like, oh no, now I need to focus on this in quarter 2, not what I had before. So there's a link to check on the next quarter. There's also a link to edit or create new goals in your 2023 brainstorm. Now, the reason I have a link to that is just because I feel like it's easiest to get those goals into that table using the little brain dump section. But otherwise, this page is really just to assess how quarter one went, and then to make a shift for quarter two if you need to. Maybe you don't. Maybe things went really, really well, and maybe you just need to continue doing that next quarter. There is one of those for each quarter. You can go ahead and do that check-in every quarter. If you need to set yourself a reminder, you can just go into this page and say, I can put in a little comment here, don't forget to check in. March 31st. So that's the broad overview of the goal planning template. It really helps you kind of break down your goals, say, what do I actually need to do to get this done? A little bit more than just saying like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you some upgrades that you can do to this template to make it a little bit more personalized for you. This is really where I think that Notion starts to shine in terms of how it works and how you can make it work for you. And there's two different things that you can do here. The first one is we're going to go ahead and edit that new goal template. To do that, you're going to go to this goal dump table. You're going to hit this little arrow and you're going to see there's a new goal, and that's your template. So you'll hit these three dots and hit edit. And there you go. So this is the template portion, and you can edit this. If you don't want to just do the plan and action items, you can totally change this. You can do whatever you want here. And every single time you make a new goal and hit that new goal template, it's going to show up on that goal. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to connect my to-do list, which exists on another page. I'm going to connect it to this page. And now it's going to show up every time I hit a new goal. It's going to be my to-do list table, but I'm going to filter it down so that it only shows what I'm going to do for this goal on this table, but it will also show up on my to-do list. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this table out of here because this is just the template. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, hit the plus button. That gives you a new spot to start. I'm going to hit table. Okay, table view, that's what you want. And then you can see, you can select a data source. I'm gonna hit my tasks. So I'm gonna do a couple things here real quick just to change it up. Okay, so now you can see all my to-dos in here. And you're probably wondering why I'm doing this, because I don't want all of these to-dos in here. I only want the one that associates with this goal that I'm working on. And you're right, what I like to do instead is to make a relation property. Now you can do that by just hitting this little plus and going to relation. That's my relation property to my goal table. And then I'm going to add a filter. And I'm going to say that I want my goals. Okay, and then it's going to say contains, and you're going to choose the goal that is technically considered this template for now. So we're just going to say this is going to be new goal. Now I have nothing in my table, and that's how I want it. Like every time I start a new goal, I want the table to be empty so that I can just put the things related to that goal in there. I'm gonna go ahead and click out of this now, and I'll show you how this works with one of the goals that I put in my table. And now you can see that my to-do list has populated this instead of a different table every single time. When you go to the filters, you can see it automatically makes that filter to that goal. So you don't have to do anything. It always is going to relate to this goal, and it's done for you every single time. All right, so there you have it. That is how you use the 2023 goal planning template, plus two little upgrades that you can do to make it a little bit more personalized for you and more powerful to work with what you already have in Notion or what you might want to create in Notion, whatever it might be. If you would like to see my little to-do list setup and how I filter all those tasks and all that kind of stuff, let me know. I would be happy to show it. And if you have any questions about what just happened, because sometimes it's a little hard to pick up what's going on, if you have any questions, please leave them below and I will answer all of them. Don't forget to grab the 2023 goal planning template. It is free in the description box below, so you can start planning your 2023 goals too. If you like this video and found it helpful, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I really hope that this will help you kick off your 2023 goal planning and have a really great new year. Happy goal planning!